Generic greetings and welcome back to Terra Nil. It's been a while. Today's beverage is a very refreshing cucumber mint and lime infused sparkling water, very hydrating indeed. So welcome back to Terra Nil. This is the climate restoration puzzle slash strategy game that when it came out I rated highly. We did a full complete series on the channel, and if there's one downside, and it's not really a knock against the game, I guess it's that I just wanted more. When you enjoy a title like this so much, you just want more of it, and well, we can now experience that. This is the, I think it's called the Vita Nova free update, and it includes, among other things, some new levels for each of the biomes. So I think that's 4 or 5 levels in each. There's now a more complex animal system, and we've got this sort of 3D map, which I'm hoping the other side's going to be populated at some point. But anyway, just going to jump in and see what it has to offer. I've started a new save and done the very first level. That's a 7% restoration, and we're going to go over to Hill and Dale. Temperate climate. Biomes to be restored are fynbos, wetland, forest, and rocky scrubland, and there's several types of animals in there as well. Let's just go to embark. If you've not seen the game before, then I would highly encourage you to check out, let's say, the previous playlist, and it's just, like, say, a really fun, interesting game that I really like the subject matter of as well. But if you haven't seen it, then this should hopefully serve as a nice little primer. So, begin your restoration efforts using wind turbines, corn filters, and irrigation, create greenery. Corn filters can be rotated, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, we have our ship, which is going to land in the middle here and disappear. That's going to give us a certain amount of these green points, and that's fine. We basically spend that on placing items like, oh, that's new, corn filter. That is very new, I believe. Anyway, we've got things like turbines and corn filters and irrigators, and we basically need to turn this sort of dry, rocky landscape into something that can have life on it again. A couple of the takeaways as well. On the right side here, we've got a humidity and a temperature, and what happens there is if you get these in a certain range, then you end up triggering some of these bonuses. So wildflower bloom, so you need over 22% humidity and over 5 degrees C for the temperature. Now, you'll have to forgive me, I'd like to think competent at the game previously, where we got all of this as 100% complete. I'm not aiming for that in this particular example, but we'll see what we can do. The idea is that we need to keep, I think we can just go up with everything. You can just increase things. The best one to get is the rains, because that then cleanses everything. But anyway, I digress. How are we going to get on with this? So, for example, we've got these rocks here, and you can place the wind turbines on the rocks. That will provide power to any building around this area. So, for this example, we're going to use a water pump, and I'm going to place the water pump here, which will then trickle down, and you can see what happens is it sort of cleanses the land around it. That's going to give us these green points, and obviously fill all of this in, which is fine. We can then place maybe another water pump there. It's going to fill all of this in. We're probably going to do something over here as well, so I'm going to place that one in there, and then that will populate that one. If we was to place it, I see I'm moving it down because I want to try and get the more sort of efficient manner I can here. Place it there, and that's going to get this in, and you can actually see we've actually gained almost. Have we gained? Yeah, we've gained more points than we've spent, which is good. So my general rule here is just to place these down, and that's going to, like I say, give lots of water around these parts. We're going to put this in here. We're going to put that one in, maybe in there. Do we really need it there? We don't really need it there, but it is going to maybe fill some extra up there, so that's fine. Place that one in there, that one in there. That's going to go over this side. Can place one in that corner, in which case we can put the water pump in there, and then in there, and I think that's pretty much all of the water. We can, however, use an excavator, and what that does is fires, and it basically opens up some areas. So it'll fire, and it'll sort of make a big trench, essentially, which is potentially useful for connecting things up. So, for example, I'm going to do this, and it's going to fire down, and here we go. So it fires, makes this sort of big hole, and then this is going to open all of this up, and job done. Right, we need to continue on with some climate restoration, and I'm going to do that by, well, we could do, well, we're going to use these things here, so I'm going to rotate these around, and this is where it will sort of cleanse an area. So I'll put that there, and it's going to clean all of this up, so it's going to basically take all of the toxins out of the soil there. I don't know what the technical term is for what it's doing, but it's doing it very well. And that does the same thing there. And then what we do is use the irrigator and maybe put that in, say, there. and then we start irrigating all of that. And all we're trying to do is just make this go up and up and up. Eventually, like I said, we want to go for rains where it'll cleanse absolutely everything. That's probably a future us problem. Current us has got other things on at this stage. So this one I'm going to place maybe in here, which is going to then cleanse all of this. And I'm going to do some more maybe in and around here. So do I want to place it there? I probably do. The thing is, you will have areas that won't be cleansed. That's just par for the course. It's just how the game works. The whole point is trying to do the best you can with the resources that you've got. You know, life. Let's just place that one in there, and maybe I think we can probably get some more points here by rotating this around. And there's 70 odd there. This one I'm going to maybe put in like there. I'm not, like I say, too fussed in this one. We're trying to get this to 50%. Sorry, it's on 50%. Get it to 100% if we can. Well, we should, hopefully we can, because otherwise it's a failure state. So you know, that's probably a nice worthy goal to aim for here. And maybe that one there, and then these ones here. The advantage having these cone things is that when you come to clean things up, because the whole point is that you do have to leave no trace, essentially, towards the end. So you need to collect all of these, but these, because of the way they work, they're all in this sort of nice area here. Let's place that in there, and maybe put one in like so. Although if I was to maybe cleanse around here first, obviously we have to get the sequence correct. That probably is going to be all right. And then rotate that around. There we go. What are we on to now? 65 percentingtons. That is not terrible at all. This is a bit terrible because there's nothing which I can really do around here. So I'm going to use, I believe it's called a crystallizer, a calcifier, my mistake. And that allows us to then basically place these things in and around this part. So I'm going to place one in there. I'm going to put one further afield. Actually, do I need a further afield, or would there suffice? I could place it there, and then maybe one there, and then we start getting some of these others. Actually, I think I'm going to make a sort of an L shape there and go for 130. We're on 72%, which is nice. Place that in there. And, oh, look at that. We're over, what are we on? Over 30% humidity, so migratory birds have returned. Good. Let's get this, what is probably going to be one of the easier bits to do here. I'm going to place that in there, and then rotate that one to that side, and then over that way as well. I'm probably going to put a calcifier around here, like maybe there. That should suffice. Oh, I am actually running low on points though, so what I'm going to do is just get myself some easy points by just placing that in there. So the game is quite forgiving at times when it's going to give you a little alert to say, hey, you know you're about to fail, and you'd be like, no, I didn't realise that, thank you. So maybe place that in like so, and we're now on 100%. So that is the target for this stage, and now we need to introduce different biomes, wetland, fynbos, forest, and scrubland. I could do that, however, what's this here? We've got, oh yeah, we've got the cloud cedar, which this is going to increase the humidity. What I'm looking for is humidity levels. If we can get the humidity to max out, it'll just rain and everything will be cleansed, and that'll give us loads of points. So to do that, are there any things that require under? Because I don't think it is in this version or this level that we're doing. Some of the future ones certainly will say it requires a certain level of humidity, but under a certain temperature, or vice versa. This one, I think it just says, yeah, mate, just place stuff down, you'll be all right. As long as the humidity is fine, you'll be okay. Anyway, I'm gonna maybe sort of put that there, and put maybe something in here to then maybe cleanse that side. Maybe rotate the other side, and maybe go for something like, I don't know, maybe can we do this? We can. We can put one in there and one in there. Okay, and that is getting all right. We're still a little bit, yeah, there's still a little bit missing around here. Oh, there's the migratory birds that it did mention. Let's place this in here. I'm going to place some of that there. I'm going to maybe sort of cleanse that side, and then remove all of the horribleness from there. Spin this around to that side, and then I don't know if we're actually gaining a lot by doing this, but you know, we have to do our best. Let me just do that side, and then we can maybe rotate that around, and what are we on? That's going to be 125. That'll do quite nicely. And if we go for here, we're going to have a similar experience. I think that one there. Okay, so that is not terrible. If I was to try and get it to rain, what do we need for the rains? We need more temperature. Okay, I think we're going to have to work on different biomes then. So, we're going to need wetland, fynbos, rocky and scrubland, and forest. The rocky is, I think, a bit new. Creates rocky scrubland must be placed on a cone filter or toxin scrubber near cliffs. So, like there and there and there maybe? Okay, I mean, this corner seems to be the way forward. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to place a toxin scrubber there because that seems to be like an ideal position to do that. And let's see how that works. And, oh, yeah, that's pretty nice. Let's maybe do a similar thing in this area. Oh, that's not cleanse. That's interesting. Can I do that if I was to place it in here? Would it do that? I think it might. Hang on, let's see. And yes, it did, yes. So that might look like a bit of a waste, and it probably is, actually, but doing that will at least open that bit up, and I'm going to purposely move away from it. I don't want to go any further with that one, because I want to have at least another area here that's diverse, because you need to mix the different... I'm going to call it again biomes, but I'm not too sure what the proper term is. I just realised this is not scrubbed at all in this corner, so let me look at that maybe by placing that in there and that in there, and then maybe what we're going to get if we do maybe that 22. That'll be fine. Some fungi are in the forests. Sounds like a happy place. And what else do we need to do now? Wetland. I think we're going to put like a central wetland area. So for that, we place that in there, and that in there, and, I mean, as you can see, it doesn't take long to make the wetland. I guess I'm going to place one of those in here, maybe? I think we need to do that. Place one of them in there, and then wetland once again, and we're almost maxed out on wetland. I don't particularly want to go much further. That's all fine now. The next one is we've got forests and we've got fynbos. The problem with forests is that it's a little bit burny. So, for example, you need to create the forests first. The greenery first, like that. And I'm going to do... Basically, you're putting all of these around here. Anywhere I've got trees, these are going to be placed. Oh, that tree there is not yet cleansed. Let me go ahead and resolve that. So... And we're also getting animals as well. So if I click on the left, we've got different animals. So this is a new system. So previously, there was just like a couple of trigger points. But for example, this animal here called Moon, in naming the animals, there is a needs. And in this particular case, it's a needs for space and water. If it's in the green zone, then that's basically maxed out, very happy. If it goes into the blue, then it's sort of adequate in content. If it goes to red, eventually they will go, but they will come back. It does make it very, very clear. Oh, there you go, this is a prime example. So this, it doesn't have any open area, so we can't really do much there. That animal's probably going to leave unless I convert some more of that, which I probably can do by going for maybe some maybe that. Followed by that, and I don't know if that's going to connect up. I don't think so, because there's something called an animal bridge, and we'll get onto that later. But anyway, I'm going to place this thing down as well. This is a research center. It reduces the size of the excavator. Right, so we're doing all right so far. We do still need this other one. How are we for rains? Nowhere near. Okay, but what I need to do is I need to start burning things, sadly. We need to open up an area, and where's the best place for it? I'm going to place this here. Now, this is going to be, and I stress right now, exceptionally destructive, what we're going to do here, but it sort of needs must. And I'm going to put that there. And what happens is you can then target a valid point, which I'm targeting there, and that's going to set fire to that, and then it's going to start burning, and it will not stop burning until there's nothing else to burn. And in this particular case, it's going to burn all the way around to these rocks. It may even burn through all of this, so this is maybe a big mistake on my part. I didn't actually think it would burn through those rocks. I thought I was targeting another system, but that's fine. It's going to burn around here. It's not going to burn up. It doesn't burn up and around cliffs, but it is going to burn around this. And then what happens there is the buildings get destroyed. You can then place these things, which are, what are the arboretums? Yes, indeed. An arboretum there, arboretum in there, arboretum in there, which should provide us with almost all of the forests that are required. We just need to finish off with one of the extras here, which is going to be more of these, which is going to give us... do I want to put around there? That should suffice. And there we go. We've now gone to the next level, and that is now we've introduced all of the areas. Final phase, recycle the buildings and build an airship, and also we have to work out about animals. So at the moment we've got 6 out of the 12 animals that are happy, so we need to look after that. So we're going to do that, and oh, good grief, that is still burning. Right. In order to do that, though, we have things like animal bridges and such now. So you've got sonic pulses, which is to push animals away, and the bridges, which, well... it allows them access to other areas. So I'm going to place some of these down in here like so, and that's just going to create more of a biome. That's just going to give us extra points, so there's no reason not to do this. But now my focus is on trying to get it to rain. And how am I going to do this? Well, that will go there. That'll increase it by 6 degrees. It is going to burn this area though, which is a bit of a downside, but we can always come back later on and sort that out. So let's go with maybe there. We now have the right amount of temperature. It's 13 degrees. We need it to be 12 degrees. We also need now to obviously keep increasing the amount of humidity here, so I'm going to place that there. You can see some of the animals. This is a bit of a point of contention, actually, potentially, because doing this, we've created a climate. We've made sure everything is like a-okay for them, and then we have to sort of destroy it again in order to get the other extras. But it's not too much of a problem. Let's just continue on with this one, and that's going to be 87% humidity. Literally my worst nightmare. And we need to increase the temperature to a very toasty 25 for all of the extras. And there we go. So there's all of the extras done, okay? But there's no real disadvantage doing this now because the rains have begun. And as the rains are now basically... you've rejuvenated the landscape and the climate, so it's taking care of itself. You're just there as a sort of... there to hold its hand now, really. So we'll let it go through that stuff. So if we click on Bambi here, this is Hazel the deer. We've got the needs of space, which is either greenery or forest, which it has, and you can see the area that it populates. And then we've also got water, so wetland or rivers. And ideal happiness is wasteland into soil, soil into greenery. Haven't really got into that much too heavily. This is Jade a brown bear. I'm very unhappy because there's decent water and decent space, but zero food. There is no beehives about. Can we place a beehive? We can. And maybe one in there. And this should start to increase this. And actually, I think that's pretty much it. In fact, there you go. Animals with needs met, 12 of 12. But there's 17 animals... I was about to say in the park. There's 17 animals here. Most of them are very happy. Well... we're happy, adequate, and sad. There's non-sad, 6 are adequate, and 12 are happy. So that, in my mind, we've done a decent job at this. So what do we do now? Well, we need to get everything back. So what I'm going to do is land our vessel, and I'm going to land it in the wetland in here. I'm going to place a boat like so, and now we need to start gathering things up. So the way we do that is by using these things, which are recycling silos, and it grabs everything and puts them into this can, and then what you can do is basically tell your boat to come and pick it up. So we dispatch the little... is it a hovercraft? Or is it rib? More of a rigid inflatable, isn't it? But anyway, it does that, gathers it up and goes, and now because the climate has been restored, the rains will basically take care of the rest, and everything will be just fine, we say. And one can go there. We'll maybe say place that like so. And you have to be careful on this because the sequence does matter. Because when you place these, it'll also remove. We haven't really seen it yet. We haven't placed one. Was there swans? Oh, it's a goose. Geese. Geese-izes? Geeses. Anyway, let's go for maybe a collection there. Yes, when you place these recycling silos, it will also gather up locks. Now, we've not placed any locks, but if you played the game previously, you know what you're in for. Basically, in order to go up, you do need a flight of locks. So you need to place those first, then collect, and then remove them after the fact. But yeah, that's fine. Over here, we've got 2 pods, which we can pick up. From this part, we can go for those. From here, we can go for probably a decent gather bit there. And the game will obviously tell us where we're missing out on things. This is the point of contention over on this corner here. Don't think I got everything there, did I? No, I did get everything. I'm not too sure how we're going to fare on that one. So we're going to pick up both of those cans, which we can. Yeah, that's acceptable. I guess we'll start gathering around here. We'll put that one there, maybe. Yeah, it's going to gather that. And there's also some stuff back here, which I might struggle with on this part. Oh, no, to be fair, there's good river connections. That's, you know, one of the advantages with this early scenario, in that there's decent connections there between the waterways. Later on, it gets a lot more challenging. So that's been gathered up. Those have been ordered. I'm just going to max speed this out because they're going to have to zip back and forward and collect things. We can see the boat there grabbing that, and obviously the space there it'll eventually rejuvenate anyway, so I'm not worried about any of that. Want to collect that canister, so we'll put that in there. And oh, the boat seems to have ceased. Oh, there you go. It's turned back around again. It's on top of it now. And maybe a canister. I haven't really done these wildlife bridges. So, for example, if we've got... are there any animals around here? So this bear here, it can't get up the top there. But if I was to place that then should allow the bear to then progress up to this top bit. Similarly, if it couldn't get across the water, you can place those little bridges and it'll head up. Not had a great amount of experience in that, but... yeah, it does exist, and that's apparently how it's supposed to work. We're going to go for a collection of those there. We have 10 more things to grab, which will have one there. That'll give us 50, although I might have misclicked on that one. No, we got them all. Another canister will go there, and now it is telling us where the canisters are. And there's one more item, actually, and that's pretty much it. And I think that might be it. Yes. So, we've managed to get all of the optional goals. We've got 18 animals, 14 happy, 3 adequate, 1 is sad. Like I say, it's not a case of they're going to die. It's just a case of like they will leave or wander into a new area. That's the bonus there. But anyway, we will press the lift off thing, and we've started with a barren landscape and turned it into, well, I'm guessing what it was originally, although perhaps it's a bit more insidious than that. I don't think that's a narrative we need to inject into the game. Basically, we've turned it back to what it should be and leave no trace. So we go up and we literally pick up the little craft there, put it on board, and then everyone is none the wiser, apart from the weird, perfectly square area that we've sat on. And that's been a bit of Terra Nil. That is the Vita or whatever one. It's yeah, it is what it is. It is a I was going to say appreciate. How can I appreciate it? Oh, it sort of pans over and such. That's nice. Excellent. Yeah, that's been a bit more of the game. I would love to continue on playing this and even turn it into a bit of a series where we go through the game again, let's be honest. But obviously seeing the new stuff. So we've got new missions on each of the biomes. We've got this new system for the animals. Yeah, let me know what you think on that one. And if there's enough demand, we will definitely do that. But as always, hope you have enjoyed the video and comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.